Morning 808.
Weekdays on KHON2 and KHI.
Now at 9.
The number of people who paid to ride Skyline are nowhere near the numbers during opening weekend.
Also tonight, more problems for people who use the handy van service, why they're not getting picked up at their homes.
Plus, a murder suspect takes the stand in his own defense 4 decades after being accused of the crime.
We're working for Hawaii. The KHON2 News at 9 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. An increasing number of handy van riders have reached out to KHON2 with concerns that the company will no longer pick them up outside of their home.
Handy van acknowledging the issue, saying the roads are too narrow and there just aren't enough smaller vehicles. In tonight's I-Team report, Manolo Morales gets some answers on what solutions might be in the works.
You will no longer have small van privileges anymore.
Kaimuki resident Bert Kato is blind and wheelchair-bound. He's been riding the handy van since 2017, and a smaller vehicle would pull into his driveway to pick him up. That is until 2021, when he was told he has to be picked up and dropped off at the corner. While it's only a few houses down, for Kato, it's too difficult and dangerous.
If you're blind and you're a little bit off and your wheelchair goes off of that sidewalk, you're going to tip over and fall down.
He was told that Handyvan can pick him up at home if a smaller vehicle is available.
But every time when I call and ask, can I be accommodated with a small vehicle, it's no, you have to wait on the corner.
Kato has filed an appeal with the company twice, and both times it was denied. So he hasn't been able to take the handy van for about 2 years. Janice and Edward Fernandez of Wahiwa are in a similar predicament. She's legally blind and he's wheelchair bound. They've been told that if a smaller vehicle is not available, pickup is a block away. The head of the Hawaii Disability Rights Center is asking for help by filing a complaint with the Federal Transit Administration.
If somebody is blind and literally cannot make themselves available to walk down or use a different vehicle, then they ought to be able to think of a way to plan around his schedule.
Roger Morton, the director of the city's Department of Transportation Services, says Handyvan's fleet of smaller vehicles has been decimated, but they just bought 10 SUVs that will be put in service next month. He says 14 Ford Transit cargo vans will also be added in about 10 months. With the SUVs added to the fleet, Morton says that may be enough to reevaluate the policy and allow for pickup at home again. The chair of the City Council's Transportation Committee also plans to hold a hearing next month with DTS officials to find solutions.
At our hearing, we're going to have a number of questions for DTS and the handy van itself to make sure that we're getting to the bottom of it.
The hearing is scheduled for August 22nd. Manolo Morales, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Over 70,000 rode the Skyline on opening weekend, but on its first day of paid service, the rail saw a really big drop in ridership. What is the city saying? Max Rodriguez has a story that's new at 9.
Let's ride. The Honolulu Skyline nearly a week into opening service to the public.
It's a smooth ride. It's fast to take it and just exciting that it finally got going after all these years.
Alana and Ivan Apuna attracted to ride the Skyline for its novelty. They are here from Maui on a trip, and getting to ride was part of their plans. Thousands of others also wanting to give the Skyline a try. According to the city, 71,722 people rode the Skyline between opening day from June 30th to July 4th. Public transportation was free for those initial days. Wednesday was the first day of regular service. Ridership dropping to 1,245.
Not many. Not really many. I think that initial boom in ridership from the free weekend is kind of worn off. But I think once it opens in town, you'll see improve.
Well, we pretty much have the car to ourselves right now, and city officials say they expected a number of riders to decline after its opening weekend. They say it will take time to build the ridership for this new mode of transportation. City transportation officials say they expect ridership to increase into regular commuters towards the end of summer, especially once school is back in session. In the meantime, some workers commuting from downtown to Waipahu are seeing their commute cut by at least 20 minutes.
Most of the time, per city, traffic.
A UH Manoa student traveling from Kapolei is also getting to school faster.
It takes me an hour and 10 total, which is down from, it used to be an hour 40 some days, 2 hours.
Still, the city continues to encourage residents to try exploring other neighborhoods by using the rail. Max Rodriguez, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Max, thank you. Kathy Hicks was murdered 40 years ago. Her accused killer, Thomas Gardner, is on trial now and today testified in his own defense decades later. Nikki Schenfeld was in the courtroom today for the final day of testimony and closing arguments.
Kathy Hicks was found murdered on Nu'uanu Drive back in September 1982. The case went cold for decades, but investigators later said DNA technology linked Gardner to the victim's underwear. The defense admits Gardner and Hicks were together that night, but says it doesn't mean he murdered her.
When she invited you to come up to her room, what were you thinking?
Well, I felt like we had a really good conversation going, and I thought that we were kind of really starting to really like each other.
Gardner says they went out dancing until about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and then he put her in a cab he paid for and watched her leave.
Did you try to stop her from leaving?
No.
Prior to her leaving, did you have plans to meet with her again?
No.
Did you exchange numbers or addresses?
But we didn't even actually have anything on us. We didn't have pen, paper, or nothing. So basically, we just enjoyed the moment that we had and told her, goodbye, good luck, and whatever. It was just one of those things that we didn't think about doing. We just had that moment where we just partied, had fun, and that was it. There was no expectations.
Mr. Gardner, we have to ask, did you kill Kathy Hicks?
No, I did not.
The prosecution argues Gardner was the last person to see Kathy alive, and he knew the route her body was found because he went to Waikiki several times from Kaneohe Base on the weekends. Gardner was extradited to Hawaii for this trial. He's currently serving a 20-plus year sentence for murder of a Florida woman who was found dead 2 years after Hicks was found dead. Nikki Schenfeld, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Jury selection has begun in the trial of Eric Thompson, accused of fatally shooting a Waipahu acupuncturist. The body of John Tokuhara was found in his clinic in January last year. Court documents say Thompson's wife was having an affair with Tokuhara while she was a patient. Records say investigators traced Thompson's white truck to the scene of the shooting. Thompson remains on house arrest after posting $1 million bail. Opening statements are expected to start on Wednesday.
Maui police detectives continue to look into a case after police confirm hunters found human remains wrapped up in plastic on Keanuhea Street in Kula. According to Maui police officers, they responded to the property off Keanuhea Street in Kula yesterday. It was in the afternoon when police say detectives and crime scene personnel from the Criminal Investigation Division arrived on scene. Residents who live nearby in the Waiahuli Hawaiian homestead area say the details are disturbing in their otherwise quiet neighborhood.
Just the fact that it was really close to my house, it just was very worrisome. Everyone's pretty much on an acre lot, so I mean, for the most part, it is a pretty quiet, neighborhood.
Maui police say more details will be released when they become available. In the meantime, anybody with any information on the case is being asked to please call Maui police.
The 17-year-old shot in the head last month is now recovering in a rehab facility. Richiana de Guzman has been in the ICU at Queens Medical Center since the shooting. Well, she is now out of intensive care and set to undergo therapy. And though she's in a coma, her mom says they are still able to communicate.
All right, let's talk about our island weather now, shall we?
Let's go to Justin Cruz. How's the weekend looking, Jess?
So far, so good. Just maybe a little bit windy, especially on Saturday, and a sign of trade winds, of course. We have a small craft advisory for Maui County and Big Island waters. This may be expanded to cover more areas as the winds increase. And those winds are bringing in a few windward showers today. It's been that way pretty much for Kauai and Oahu. And just over the past several hours, Maui County now starting to see more showers fill in. Same with the Hilo side of the Big Islands. Looking very, very nice. Update on the drought situation. We still have very dry areas, the yellow areas, but also moderate drought for portions of Maui itself. In fact, West Maui, South Maui, Central Maui, as well as the northern half of the Hamakua coastline, roughly from Hilo all the way north. So we are still dealing with very dry conditions right now. Wet weather near Mexico, just giving you an update. 2 systems could become a tropical depression in the next 2 to 7 days. Other than that, we are looking good as we spring into Friday with sunny skies, of course, windward showers and breezy trades, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Back to you both.
Thank you, Jess. Coming up, Honolulu police arrest one of their own.
Plus, what to do with money from a nationwide opioid settlement. That's what Hawaii County officials are discussing.
See something newsworthy? Tell us about the news happening around you. Report it at news@KHON2.com or through the KHON2 mobile app.
All right! There he goes again.
Yeah, baby!
My little buddy here is exceedingly excited because he just switched to Central Pacific Bank.
They go above and beyond!
You go, guy. Truth is, he's never gotten so much personal attention from his bank.
I exist!
And he's crazy about their mobile app.
It's epic!
Without CPB, I wouldn't have a leg to stand on.
CPB!
I told him to cut down on the caffeine.
All the places we can go.
They give you this family feeling, you know. It's like I have an extended family now, and that's the part I like.
When you have a job that you enjoy doing and you have a customer that enjoys what you provided for them, it's like the greatest feeling in the world.
Family's been at the core of all of the decisions that we've made.
Building roofs and making friendships along the way, because your home and your family are important to us. Torrey's Roofing, we keep you covered.
As Papa ages, we know he'll need more care.
We were so secure and happy knowing that they truly put him first, because the plaza has a full range of care services, from independent and assisted living to Halia memory care, even Lamaku extended care. With the plaza, we were really reassured that we made the right choice.
It gives our family peace of mind.
We all must prepare for more severe weather with Hawaii's changing climate. We're making the electric grid stronger and more resilient to reduce damage from storms and restore power more quickly to our neighborhoods. At home, get 14 days of water, food, and supplies ready for each person. And with the Hawaiian Electric app, you can report outages and check when your power will be restored. Download our Emergency Preparedness Handbook at hawaiianelectric.com/safety.
You're watching the KHON2 News at 9 with Howard Deshefsky and Bridget Namata.
Welcome back, everybody. Hawaii County officials are discussing how they'll utilize money from a nationwide opioid settlement, putting drug treatment in the forefront.